Admiral Hyjin Ro had spent most of her career as a communications officer. She was good with languages and codes. But she had never expected to be the person who would call humanity home. She stood in the main communication center of the Eternal Dawn, surrounded by the most advanced radio equipment in the galaxy. In her hands was a device that could send signals across thousands of light years. Today, she would use it to wake up humanity. "Are you ready, Admiral?" Captain Deho asked. "As ready as anyone can be for changing history," she said. It had been 2 weeks since the Coalition surrender. The new Chancellor Zathara had kept all her promises. Coalition fleets had stopped attacking human colonies. The real history of the Human Coalition War was being broadcast across the galaxy. And most importantly, the Coalition had agreed to help find human survivors. "Begin transmission," Captain Deho ordered. Hyjin activated the communication system. The signal went out in all directions, using codes that only humans would recognize. It was the recall signal that had been planned 800 years ago, when the human fleet had scattered to the edges of space. "Attention all human vessels and colonies," she broadcast. "This is Admiral Ro of the human fleet. The exile is over. The galaxy is safe for humanity again. Come home," she repeated the message in 12 different human languages, including some that hadn't been spoken in centuries. Then she waited. The first response came within an hour. "This is Captain Sarah Chun of the colony ship New Horizon. Are you really human? Is this real?" "This is real, Captain Chun. Where are you?" "The Magellanic Cloud. We've been hiding here for 600 years. We have 40,000 people." Hyjin felt tears in her eyes. "You're not hiding anymore. Send us your coordinates. We're coming to get you." More responses followed. Human colonies that had been lost for centuries. Ships that had been wandering in empty space. Settlements that had been built on worlds so far away that no one had thought to look there. Each response was the same: joy, disbelief, hope. "This is the mining station Deep Rock. We thought we were the last humans alive. This is the generation ship Mayflower. Our children have never seen Earth. This is the hidden colony of New Australia. We have a whole world here." By the end of the first day, Hyjin had received over 300 responses. By the end of the week, there were over 1,000. Humans were scattered across the entire galaxy, living in places no one had ever imagined. "How many?" Captain Deho asked. "At least 5 million, Hyjin said. "Maybe more. Some colonies are too far away to respond yet." 5 million humans. Survived 800 years of coalition hunting? "Humans are hard to kill, Admiral Sun," he said. "We adapt. We survive. We endure." The reunion process began immediately. Human fleets, now numbering over 1,000 ships, spread across the galaxy to collect the scattered colonies. Each reunion was emotional. Families that had been separated for centuries were brought together. Children met grandparents they had only heard about in stories, but the most important reunion happened on Unity Prime. The Coalition capital, Chancellor Zathara, had called for a special session of the Coalition Council. For the first time in 800 years, a human would speak to the assembled representatives of the galaxy. Fleet Admiral Deho Kim walked into the same chamber where young Su Lem had negotiated the peace. But now he wasn't here as a negotiator. He was here as the leader of humanity's return. "Members of the Coalition," he said, "I stand before you today not as an enemy but as a neighbor. 800 years ago, our peoples went to war. Today we choose peace." The chamber was packed. Representatives from hundreds of worlds had come to see this historic moment. Many of them had never seen a human before. "The war between our peoples was based on fear," Deho continued. "Fear that humans would become too powerful. Fear that we would conquer and destroy, but fear led to lies. And lies led to hatred." He activated a holographic display that showed the real history of the Human Coalition War, the truth that had been hidden for 8 centuries. "Humans never wanted to conquer the galaxy," he said. "We wanted to explore it, to learn from it, to help it grow and prosper. We offered friendship and received war in return." Some of the older Coalition representatives looked uncomfortable. Their governments had built their power on the lie that humans were monsters. But that was the past, Deho said. Today, we look to the future. Humanity has returned to the galaxy. But we return not as conquerors, but as protectors. He gestured to the window where human ships could be seen orbiting the planet. These ships are not here to threaten you. They are here to defend you. Pirates that prey on merchant vessels. Raiders that attack weak colonies. Criminal organizations that enslave innocent people. These are the real enemies of galactic peace. And what do you want in return? Chancellor Zithara asked. Nothing, Deho said. Humans protect others because it. Chief Diplomat Young Su Lim had always believed that words were more powerful than weapons. But today, as he stood in the shuttle bay of the Eternal Dawn, he knew that sometimes you needed both. Are you sure about this? Captain Deho asked. Going to the coalition capital is dangerous. They might try to kill you. They might, Young Su said. But they also might listen. Someone has to try talking before we have to start shooting. The shooting has already started, Admiral Sun, he said. 3 days ago, coalition forces attacked the human colony on Kepler 7. 2,000 civilians dead. Young Su closed his eyes. The coalition had made their choice. When they learned that humans were still alive, they had decided to finish what they started 800 years ago. Every hidden human colony was under attack. All the more reason to try diplomacy, he said. If we can stop this war now, we can save lives? And if they refuse to talk? Young Su looked out at the human fleet surrounding the coalition capital. World. Over 500 ships now, all built by the advanced manufacturing systems aboard the Eternal Dawn. Each ship was controlled by artificial intelligence that could think faster than any living being. Then we show them what happens when you attack innocent humans. The coalition capital world was called Unity Prime. It was supposed to represent the peaceful cooperation of all coalition species. But as Young Su's shuttle approached the planet, he could see defense platforms and warships everywhere. The coalition was preparing for war. Coalition Defense Command, this is the human diplomatic shuttle, Young Su said over the radio. Requesting permission to land. Human shuttle, you are ordered to leave immediately or be destroyed. I'm here. To talk, to try to stop this war before more people die. There is nothing to discuss. Humans are criminals. You will leave or be fired upon. Young Su looked at his pilot, Lieutenant So Young Kim. She was one of the best pilots on the Eternal Dawn. Take us down anyway, he said. Sir, they have weapons pointed at us. They won't shoot a diplomatic shuttle. Even the coalition isn't that stupid. He was right. The coalition defense platforms tracked the shuttle as it flew toward the planet, but they didn't fire. Shooting at diplomats would make them look bad to the galaxy. The shuttle landed at the main government complex on Unity Prime. Young Su stepped out wearing his formal diplomatic uniform. He was met by a squad of coalition guards who looked nervous and scared. I'm Chief Diplomat Lim, he told them. I'm here to speak with your leadership. You're under arrest, the guard captain said. Humans are wanted for war crimes. What war crimes? Defending ourselves, protecting innocent people? The attack on our fleet, the destruction of coalition ships. We destroyed ships that were trying to kill us. That's called self-defense. The guards didn't know what to say. They had been told that humans were evil monsters. But Young Su looked like a normal person trying to prevent a war. They brought him to the coalition council chamber. It was a huge room with seats for representatives from hundreds of worlds. At the center sat Chancellor Morthic, the Velkin leader who had ruled the coalition for 50 years. So, Morthic said, a human comes to beg for mercy. I'm not here to beg, Young Su said. I'm here to offer you a chance to avoid total destruction, the chamber erupted in angry voices. Coalition representatives shouted insults and threats. But Young Su stood calmly in the center of it all. You think one ship can threaten the entire coalition? Morthic asked. Look outside your window, Young Su said. Morthic walked to the large window that showed the space above Unity Prime. What he saw made him go pale. The human fleet had moved into orbit around the planet. Hundreds of ships, all armed with weapons that could crack moons. This is impossible, Morthic said. Yesterday you had one ship. How do you have so many now? Human technology, Young Su said simply. We can build fleets faster than you can count them, but that's not why I'm here. Then why are you here? To give you one last chance to do the right thing. Stop attacking human colonies. Stop lying to your people. Admit what really happened 800 years ago. Never, Morthic snarled. Humans are a disease that must be wiped out. Even if it means destroying your own worlds? Even if it means killing millions of coalition citizens? What do you mean? Young Su activated a holographic display in the center of the chamber. It showed images from Kepler-7, the human colony that had been attacked 3 days ago. Your forces used planet-killer weapons on Kepler-7, he said. But Kepler-7 wasn't just a human colony. It was also home to 50,000 coalition citizens who had chosen to live there. You killed them all. The chamber went quiet. The images showed the burned surface of a dead world. Nothing could survive what the coalition had done there. They were traitors, Morthic said. Anyone who helps humans deserves to die. Including children? Young Su asked. Including babies? Some of the coalition representatives looked uncomfortable. They had families too. They knew what it meant to lose. Children, this is war, Morthic said. In war there are casualties. This isn't war, Young Su said. This is genocide and it has to stop. He activated another display. This one showed all the coalition worlds that had declared independence and asked for human protection. 17 worlds have already left the coalition, he said. More are. Leaving every day, your people are tired of your lies. They're tired of your cruelty. They want to live in peace with humans, not war. Traitors and cowards, Morthic said. We'll destroy them all. With what? Young Su asked. Your third fleet is destroyed. Your fourth fleet surrendered without a fight. How many ships do you have left that can actually fight? Enough, Morthic said. But he didn't sound sure, Young Su looked around the chamber. Many of the coalition representatives were whispering to each other. They were scared. They had seen what human ships could do. They didn't want their worlds to be the next battlegrounds. I'll make this simple, Young Su said. You have 2 choices. Choice 1. Surrender now. Admit your crimes. Allow the galaxy to learn the truth about what happened 800 years ago. In return, humans will protect coalition worlds from pirates and raiders. We'll help you rebuild your fleets with better technology. We'll work together to make the galaxy safer. For everyone, and choice 2? Morthic asked. Choice 2? Keep fighting? Keep lying. Keep trying to kill innocent humans. In return, we'll show the galaxy what human warships were really designed to do. Is that a threat? It's a promise? Young Su walked to the center of the chamber. Every coalition representative was looking at him. He could see fear in their eyes, but also hope. They wanted an end to this madness. 800 years ago, humans offered friendship to the galaxy, he said. We shared our technology. We helped build trade routes. We explored new worlds together. And you repaid our friendship with war. You were becoming too powerful, someone shouted. You would have conquered us all. No, Young Su said. We would have helped you become powerful too. That's what humans do. We lift others up, not tear them down. He activated one more display. This one showed the human colonies that still survived in hidden corners of the galaxy. These people have been living in hiding for 800 years, he said. Afraid to reveal themselves because you taught the galaxy to hate humans. But they never gave up hope. They never stopped believing that one day humans would return to help them. And now you have, Morthic said mockingly. Yes, now we have. And we're not going anywhere. You can work with us or you can fight us, but you cannot ignore us. The chamber was silent for a long moment. Then a voice spoke from the back. It was Representative Kylanara from the Andromedan colonies. I move for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Morthic, she said. Seconded, said another voice. Thirded, said a third. Within minutes, dozens of representatives were calling for the vote. They had seen enough destruction. They wanted peace. Morthic's face turned dark blue with rage. "This is treason," he said. "No," Young-Su said. "This is democracy. Your people are choosing a better path." The vote was swift and decisive. Morthic was removed from power by a margin of 3-1. The new chancellor was a moderate Korhan named Zethara who had always spoken against the anti-human policies. "Ambassador Lim," Chancellor Zethara said, "on behalf of the Reformed Coalition, I formally request peace talks." "The human fleet will be happy to negotiate," Young-Su said. "But first, you need to recall all ships attacking human colonies. The killing stops now." "Agreed. And you need to release the real historical records. Your people deserve to know." "The truth," also agreed. Young-Su smiled. "Then let's talk about the future." As he left the Coalition Council chamber, Young-Su could see human ships filling the sky above Unity Prime, but they weren't there as conquerors. They were there as protectors. For the first time in 800 years, humans and Coalition species were going to work together instead of fighting each other. It was a good day to be a diplomat. General Won-Shik-Oh had been a Marine for most of his life. He had fought in training simulations, practiced boarding actions, and studied military history. But he had never been in a real battle until today. "Move fast, stay quiet," he told his team as they prepared to board the Coalition battleship Triumph. "We want prisoners, not bodies." The Triumph had surrendered after seeing what happened to Admiral Kong's fleet. Its crew was scared and confused. They had never seen anything like human military technology. Won-Shik led 20 Marines through the airlock into the Coalition ship. The inside looked soft and comfortable. More like a hotel than a warship. The walls were painted in pleasant colors. The floors were carpeted. Even the weapons rooms looked clean and peaceful. "These people have been living easy lives, Marine." Sergeant Ji-Won Park said, "Look at this place. It's like they forgot they were soldiers." The Coalition crew didn't even try to fight. They put down their weapons and raised their hands as soon as they saw the human Marines. Most of them had never seen a human before, but they had heard the stories. "Please don't kill us," the ship's captain said. He was a young Velkin with blue skin and scared eyes. "We surrender completely." "Nobody's going to die," Won-Shik said. "We just want information." They brought the Coalition officers to the ship's conference room. Won-Shik sat across from the captain while his Marines stood guard. "What's your name?" Won-Shik asked. "Captain Torvin of the Coalition Navy." "How long have you been in the Navy, Captain?" 15 years? Ever been in a real battle before today?" Torvin looked embarrassed. "No, the galaxy has been at peace for 800 years. We mostly do patrol missions and rescue operations." Won-Shik nodded. "That explains a lot. Tell me about your fleet. How many ships does the Coalition have?" I can't tell you military secrets." Won-Shik leaned forward. "Captain, your entire fleet just got destroyed by 50 human ships. You think we need your secrets to beat you?" Torvin was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "The Coalition has about 3,000 ships spread across the galaxy. But most of them are patrol vessels and transports. Only about 1,000 are real warships. And how many of those warships have seen actual combat? None of them. Like I said, we've been at peace." Won-Shik felt sorry for the young captain. The Coalition had raised a generation of soldiers who had never learned to fight. They were like children playing with dangerous toys. "What about weapons? What's the most powerful weapon your fleet has?" "The planet killer missiles? They can destroy a whole world." "Ever used one?" "Of course not. They're only for extreme emergencies." "Like fighting humans?" Torvin looked uncomfortable. "The orders from high command were to capture or destroy human ships at any cost, even if it meant ... double quotes." He stopped talking. "Even if it meant what?" "Even if it meant destroying Coalition worlds to stop you." Won-Shik felt cold anger in his chest. The Coalition was so afraid of humans that they were willing to kill their own people. He moved to the next question. "Tell me about human colonies. Are there any left?" "Human colonies? There are no human colonies. All humans died 800 years ago. Captain, we both know that's not true. There are hidden human settlements out there. The Coalition knows. About some of them, Torvin looked confused. I don't know what you're talking about. All the reports say humans are extinct. One Shik realized that most Coalition people really believed lies their government told them. They actually thought all humans were dead. Access your ship's database, he said. Search for classified files about human survivors. I can't access classified files without authorization. One Shik signaled to one of his Marines. The Marine walked over to the ship's computer and plugged in a device. What is that? Torvin asked. Human computer technology, One Shik said. About 800 years more advanced than yours. The device began working through the Coalition computer system. It broke through security programs like they were made of paper. Within minutes, it had found thousands of classified files. Look at this, One Shik said, showing the information to Captain Torvin. Reports of human survivors, hidden colonies, secret settlements. Your government has known about them for centuries. Torvin stared at the screen in shock. This is impossible. We were told all humans were dead. Your government lied to you? Just like they lied about who started the war 800 years ago. One Shik showed him more files. Reports about human colonies that had been secretly destroyed. Lists of human prisoners who had been quietly executed. Plans for finding and eliminating human survivors. We killed them? Torvin asked. We killed innocent people? Your government did. The same government that told you humans were the monsters. Torvin put his head in his hands. I don't understand. Why would they lie to us? Because the truth is embarrassing, One Shik said. The truth is that humans never wanted to conquer the galaxy. We just wanted to explore and build new homes. Your governments attacked us because they were afraid we would become too powerful. But the history books say humans attacked first. History. Books can lie? Governments write them to make themselves look good. One Shik spent the next hour showing Captain Torvin the real history of the Human Coalition War, how Coalition species had been jealous of human success, how they had formed an alliance to drive humans out of the galaxy, how they had rewritten history to make themselves the heroes. This is terrible, Torvin said. My people have been living a lie for 800 years. Most lies eventually get exposed, One Shik said. Today is that day for the Coalition. While One Shik was interrogating prisoners, other human teams were boarding more Coalition ships. Each one told the same story. The Coalition fleet was unprepared for real war. Their crews were soft and inexperienced. Their technology was centuries behind human capabilities, but the most important discovery came from the Coalition flagship. Chief Intelligence Officer Sun Ho-an found something that changed everything. General, he called One Shik on the radio. You need to see this. I found the Coalition's communication logs. What did you find? Messages between Coalition High Command and their field commanders. They're planning something big. One Shik finished with Captain Torvin and went to the Coalition flagship. Suho showed him the intercepted messages on a computer screen. Look at this, Suho said. High Command is ordering all Coalition fleets to converge on human survivor colonies. They want to destroy them before word gets out about what really happened here. How many colonies? At least 50 that they know about. Maybe more. One Shik felt sick. Innocent humans were going to die because the Coalition was angry about losing a battle. There's more, Suho said. They're also planning to use Planet Killer. Weapons on any world that helps humans. They're so scared that they're willing to commit genocide to stop us. We have to warn people. I'm already working on it. But General, there's something else, something good. What? Some Coalition species are refusing to follow orders. 3 whole worlds have declared independence from the Coalition. They're asking for human protection. One Shik smiled for the first time since the battle started. Which worlds? The Andromedan system, the Centauri colonies, and the free traders of the Outer Rim. They're all saying the same thing. They're tired of Coalition lies and Coalition corruption. And they trust humans? After seeing what we did here? After seeing how we fight to protect civilians, yes, they trust us more than their own government. One Shik looked out the window at the human fleet. More ships were still being built by the manufacturing systems aboard the Eternal Dawn. They now had over 200 vessels, all controlled by advanced artificial intelligence. "Send a message to Captain Kim," he said. "Tell him we need to move fast. The Coalition is planning to kill innocent humans and we're the only ones who can stop them." "Already done, General." "The captain is preparing for immediate departure." "Where are we going?" "Everywhere. We're going to split the fleet and protect every human colony we can find. And we're going to make sure the galaxy knows the truth about what's really happening." That night, Captain Deho stood on the bridge of the Eternal Dawn. Around him, his crew worked quietly and efficiently. They had won their first battle against the Coalition. But the war was just beginning. "Captain," Bo Ramlee said, "we're receiving surrender offers from 17 Coalition worlds. They want to join us. And Admiral Sunhee says we should accept them. The more allies we have, the stronger we become." "She's right." "Send messages to all of them. Tell them they're under human protection now." "Yes, sir." Captain Deho looked out at the stars. 800 years ago, humans had been driven from this galaxy. Now they were returning as protectors and liberators. The Coalition had forgotten how to fight. But they had also forgotten why humans were worth fighting for. They were about to remember both lessons. Admiral Sung-Min Kong had never seen a human before. He was young for a Coalition admiral, only 50 years old. His grandfather had fought in the last days of the human war, but that was ancient history. Now humans were just scary stories told to children. Until today. "How many ships did you say?" he asked his intelligence officer. "One, sir. A single human supercarrier, but it's big. Bigger than anything in our fleet." Kang looked at the reports on his desk. The rescue in the Proxima system had been seen by dozens of ships. Videos were spreading across Coalition networks. A human ship appearing out of nowhere. Human fighters moving faster than anything the Coalition had. Pirates destroyed in minutes. And our response? "High Command is mobilizing the Third Fleet, 200 ships, sir." "They want the humans captured or destroyed." Kong nodded. 200 ships against one seemed like good odds. But something bothered him. His grandfather had told him stories about fighting humans. They were never easy to kill. "Do we know where they are?" "Somewhere in the Kepler Nebula." "Our scouts can't get close?" "The gas clouds interfere with our sensors." "Then we wait for them to come out." But Kong didn't have to wait long. 3 days later, the human supercarrier appeared at the edge of Coalition space. It came out of faster-than-light travel alone with no escort ships. It just sat there, waiting. "Is it surrendering?" Kang's tactical officer asked. "I don't think so," Kong said. "Humans don't surrender." He was right. As the Coalition Third Fleet moved to surround the human ship, it sent a message on all frequencies. "Coalition Fleet, this is Captain Deho Kim of the human vessel Eternal Dawn. We wish to talk." "Human vessel," Kong replied. "You are ordered to surrender immediately. You are under arrest for war crimes." "What war crimes?" "We saved your civilians 3 days ago. Humans are criminals by nature. Surrender or be destroyed." "We won't surrender. But we will talk." "Send a representative to our ship?" Kong laughed. "I'm not falling for that trap. You'll surrender or face the consequences." "Very well," Captain Kim said. "You've made your choice." The human ship began to move, but not toward the Coalition fleet. It turned and flew toward the nearest Coalition world, a planet called Harmony Prime. "Where is it going?" Kong's tactical officer asked. "Following it," Kong ordered. "All ships maintain formation." But as they chased the human ship, something strange happened. Small objects began falling off the back of the human carrier. At first, Kang thought it was debris. Then his sensors got a better look. "Sir, those aren't debris. They're ships, hundreds of them." The objects were tiny compared to the supercarrier. But as they spread out behind the human ship, they began to grow. Kong realized with horror that they were manufacturing themselves. The human ship was creating an entire fleet while it flew. How is that possible? He asked. Unknown, sir. Our ships can't do that. Within an hour, the single human ship had become a fleet of 50 vessels. Fighters, cruisers, supply ships, all built from materials stored inside the supercarrier. This is impossible, Kong said. Ships can't build other ships that fast. Human ships can, his intelligence officer said quietly. According to the old records, human vessels were designed to be self-sufficient. They could build anything they needed from basic materials. Then why didn't we build ships like that? Because we forgot how. We've been at peace for 800 years. We forgot how to fight. The human fleet reached Harmony Prime and took position in orbit around the planet. Then Captain Kim sent another message. Coalition fleet, this is your last chance to talk. Send a representative or we'll assume you won the fight. Kang looked at his fleet. 200 ships against 50 didn't seem like such good odds anymore, especially since the human ships were still building more vessels. All ships, attack formation, he ordered. We'll show these humans what 800 years of peace looks like. It was the biggest mistake of his life. The coalition ships moved forward in perfect formation. They had trained for years to fight like this. Ship next to ship, firing together, moving together. It looked impressive, but the human ships didn't fight like that. They fought like a swarm of angry insects. The human fighters were fast. Faster than anything in the coalition fleet? They flew between the coalition ships, firing at weak points and flying away before anyone could hit them back. The human cruisers used weapons that Kong had never seen before. Energy beams that bent around shields. Missiles that fought for themselves. Cannons that fired streams of metal moving at almost the speed of light. Sir, we're taking heavy damage, his tactical officer reported. The human weapons are cutting through our shields like they're not there. How is that possible? Their technology is more advanced than ours, much more advanced. Kang watched in horror as his beautiful formation fell apart. Human fighters were everywhere, striking fast and disappearing. Coalition ships were exploding or losing power. His 200 ships were being torn apart by 50. Sir, the flagship Triumphant is requesting permission to retreat. Denied, we stand and fight, but there was no fighting back. The coalition. Ships couldn't hit the fast human fighters. Their weapons couldn't get through the advanced human shields. It wasn't a battle. It was a massacre. In the middle of the fight, something even worse happened. The human supercarrier opened its main weapons. Kang had read about human stellar lance cannons in the old war reports. He had thought they were myths. They weren't. Myths, a beam of pure energy shot out from the human ship. It was as bright as a star and as wide as a building. It hit the coalition battleship Victory and went right through it. The massive ship broke in half and exploded. Sweet ancestors, Kong whispered. What kind of monsters are these? But the worst part wasn't the weapons. It was the tactics. The human ships moved like they were all controlled by one mind. They knew exactly where to be and when to be there. They worked together perfectly. Sir, his communications officer said, I'm picking up transmissions between the human ships. They're not talking to each other. What do you mean? Their ships are controlled by artificial intelligence. Computer brains that think faster than any living being. They don't need to talk because they already know what each other is thinking. Kong felt cold fear in his stomach. The coalition had laws against artificial intelligence. They thought it was too dangerous, but the humans had no such laws. Their ships were smarter than the people flying them. All ships, he said into his communicator, fall back. Retreat to safe distance. Sir, Captain Kim's voice came over the radio. Are you ready to talk now? Kong looked at his fleet. Half his ships were destroyed or damaged. The other half were running away. The human fleet was still growing as more ships built themselves. What do you want? He asked. We want you to stop lying about us. We want the galaxy to know the truth about what happened 800 years ago. And we want you to leave the human survivors alone. Human survivors? There are still humans living in this galaxy. Hidden colonies that survived your genocide. You will not harm them. And if we refuse, then we'll show the galaxy what human warships can really do. Kang thought about his grandfather's stories. The old man had always said that humans were the best fighters in the galaxy. Now Kang understood why the coalition had been so afraid of them. "I need to contact High Command," he said. "You have 1 hour," Captain Kim replied. "Then we assume you've chosen war," Kang called his superiors on the secure channel. He told them about the battle, about the advanced human technology, about the artificial intelligence controlling their ships. "How many ships do they have?" High Command asked. "They started with 1, now they have over 100. And they're still building more." "That's impossible." "I'm looking at them right now, sir. We can't fight these humans. They're too advanced, too smart, too fast." "You will hold your position, Admiral. Reinforcements are coming." "How many reinforcements?" "Every ship we have." "The entire coalition fleet." Khan closed his eyes. The entire coalition fleet was over 1,000 ships. It was the most powerful military force in the galaxy. But after seeing what 50 human ships could do, he wasn't sure it would be enough. "Sir," his tactical officer said, "the human fleet is moving again." "Where are they going?" "Toward us." The human ships flew straight at the coalition fleet, but they didn't attack. They just took position around them. Kang realized with growing horror that the humans weren't retreating. They were surrounding the coalition fleet. "This is Captain Kim," came the transmission. "Admiral Kang, your hour is up. What's your decision?" Kang looked around at his remaining ships. They were trapped. The humans could destroy them all whenever they wanted. "We surrender," he said quietly. "Good choice," Captain Kim replied. "Now, let's talk about the future." The distress signal came at the worst possible time. "Commander Ji-hai, you was in the middle of training exercises when the ship's communication system picked up the emergency broadcast. Coalition transport peaceful trader to any ship in range. We are under attack by unknown vessels. Our shields are failing. We have civilians on board. Please help us." Captain Daeho looked at the signal on his screen. The transport was only 2 hours away from their position. But showing themselves to coalition forces meant giving up 800 years of hiding. "It could be a trap," or Ramlee said. "They might know we're here." "Or it could be innocent people about to die," Admiral Sun He said. "What do we know about this ship?" Chief Intelligence Officer Sung Ho An checked his computer. "The Peaceful Trader is a civilian transport. It carries passengers between coalition worlds. No weapons, no military value. How many people on board?" Captain Daeho asked. "Ship manifest says 437, mostly families, some children." The bridge went quiet. Everyone was thinking the same thing. Children were going to die while they sat here safely hidden. "Captain," Ji-hai sighed. "Request permission to take a rescue force. Fast ships only. Get the civilians and leave before anyone knows what happened." Captain Daeho thought for a long moment. Once they revealed themselves, there was no going back. The coalition would know that humans still existed. The galaxy would know they had returned. "Do it," he said finally. "Take 6 fighters and 2 transport ships. Get those people and get back here fast." "Yes, sir." Shihai ran to the fighter bay. Her team was already waiting. They had been practicing for months, preparing for their first real mission. Now it was time to find out if they were ready. The 6 fighters launched from the eternal dawn like angry birds. Ji-hai led them through space toward the distress signal. Behind them came 2 larger ships designed to carry people. "Stay sharp," Ji-hai told her team. "We don't know what we're flying into." As they got closer, they could see the battle. The coalition transport was a large, white ship with peaceful markings. It was being attacked by 3 smaller vessels painted black and red. Pirates. "Typical," Jai said. "Coalition builds soft ships with no weapons, then acts surprised when pirates attack them." The pirate ships were circling the transport like sharks. They were firing at the engines and shields, trying to disable the ship without destroying it. They wanted to take prisoners and cargo. "Flight leader," one of Ji-hai's pilots said. "The transport's shields are almost gone, maybe 10 more minutes before they break through." "Then we don't have 10 minutes. Attack formation." "Let's remind." These pirates what human fighters can do. The 6 human fighters dove toward the pirate ships like lightning bolts. The pirates didn't see them coming until it was too late. HFY locked onto the first pirate ship and fired. Her weapons were 800 years more advanced than anything the pirates had. The energy beams went through the pirates' shields like they weren't there and tore the ship apart. "What the hell?" she heard a pirate say over the radio. "Where did that come from?" The other human fighters attacked the remaining pirate ships. It wasn't a fair fight. The pirates had old weapons and slow ships. The humans had the best technology in the galaxy. In less than 5 minutes, all 3 pirate ships were destroyed or running away. "Coalition transport, this is Rescue Flight Leader. Are you injured?" "Thank the stars," came the reply. "This is Captain Veltar of the Peaceful Trader. Who are you?" "I've never seen ships like yours." HFY hesitated. Once she answered, everything would change. "This is Commander Yu of the human fleet." There was a long silence. Then Captain Veltar said, "That's impossible. The humans are extinct." "Not extinct, just sleeping. We're here to help. Our transport ships will dock with you and take your passengers to safety." "Human fleet?" Another voice broke in. This one sounded scared. "The savage warmongers are back?" "We're not savages," HFY said calmly. "We're rescuers. Your ship is damaged. Our ships are safe. You can come with us or stay here and wait for more pirates." It didn't take long for them to decide. The 2 human transport ships docked with the coalition vessel. The passengers were a mix of different alien species. Velkans with blue skin, Zephyrians with green scales, Korthans with gray fur. All of them looked scared when they saw humans for the first time. "Please don't hurt us," a young Velkan mother said. She was holding her child tightly. HFY took off her helmet so they could see her face. "We're not going to hurt anyone. We're taking you somewhere safe." "But you're human," an old Korhan said. "Humans are killers." "No," HFY said. "Humans are protectors. We protect people who can't protect themselves, just like we protected you." The rescue went smoothly. All 437 passengers were moved to the human ships. The coalition transport was too damaged to fly, so they left it behind. But as they flew back toward the nebula, HFY's communication system started buzzing with activity. The rescue had been seen. Other ships had picked up the radio signals. Word was spreading fast. "Unknown human vessels," a new voice said. "This is Admiral Krondar of the Coalition 4th Fleet. Identify yourselves immediately." HFY looked at her instruments. 6 coalition warships were approaching fast. Big, powerful ships with lots of weapons. "Commander," one of her pilots said, "should we run?" "No," HFY said. "We have civilians on board. We're not running." She opened a channel to the coalition ships. "This is Commander Yu. We just rescued your civilians from pirates. We're returning them to safety." "You will surrender immediately," Admiral Krondar said. "All human vessels will be impounded. All human personnel will be arrested for war crimes." "What war crimes?" HFY asked. "We just saved 400 coalition citizens. Humans are criminals by nature. You will surrender or be destroyed." HFY felt her anger rising. These people had just been saved by humans, and the coalition wanted to arrest the rescuers. "Admiral," she said, "we're carrying your civilians. If you attack us, you'll kill your own people." "That is acceptable," Krondar said coldly. "Better they die than be corrupted by human contact." HFY couldn't believe what she was hearing. The coalition was willing to kill their own people just to get at the humans. "All ships," she said to her team. "Emergency jump, get us out of here." The human ships disappeared into faster-than-light travel just as the coalition ships opened fire. They escaped, but the damage was done. "Commander," Captain Veltar said over the radio. "Did I hear that correctly? Admiral Krondar was willing to kill us to get to you?" "You heard correctly, but we're coalition citizens. He's supposed to protect us." "Now you know what the coalition really thinks of you," HFY said. "Your acceptable losses." When they arrived at the Eternal Dawn, the rescued civilians got their first look at a human supercarrier. Most of them had never seen anything so big. It was like a city floating in space. Captain Deho met them in the landing bay. "Welcome aboard," he said. "You're safe here. For how long?" Captain Valtar asked. "The whole coalition fleet will be looking for you now. Let them look," Captain Deho said. "We've been hiding for 800 years. Maybe it's time to stop hiding." Over the next few days, the rescued civilians learned about human history. Not the lies the coalition told, but the real truth. How humans had been explorers and builders. How the coalition had attacked first. How humans had been driven from their homes and painted as monsters. Many of the civilians were shocked. They had grown up believing humans were evil. Now they were being saved by humans while their own government tried to kill them. "I don't understand," a young Zephyrian said. "If humans are so evil, why did you save us?" "Because it was the right thing to do," Admiral Sunhee said. "That's what humans do. We help people who need help." "But the coalition says humans are savage warmongers. The coalition says many things. Most of them are lies." News of the rescue spread through coalition space like wildfire. For the first time in 800 years, humans had been seen. They had acted to save coalition civilians. And the coalition had tried to kill those same civilians to get to the humans. Some coalition worlds began asking questions. If humans were so evil, why had they risked their lives to save innocent people? If the coalition was so good, why had they been willing to kill their own citizens? On the eternal dawn, Captain Deho stood on the bridge looking out at the stars. The galaxy knew they were back now. There would be no more hiding, no more running. "Orders, Captain," Ramley asked. "Set. Course for coalition space," he said. "It's time to have a real conversation with our old friends." Lieutenant Yunji Nam had always been the best pilot on the Eternal Dawn. Even after 800 years of sleep, her hands moved perfectly over the controls of her stealth fighter. The small ship was invisible to most sensors, perfect for watching, without being seen. "Stay close to the nebula," Captain Deho told her over the radio. "If anything goes wrong, run back here fast." "Understood, Captain," Yunji said. "I'll be careful," but careful wasn't really her style. Yunji had been born to fly. During the Coalition War, she had flown through enemy fleets like a ghost. Now she was going to see what the galaxy looked like after 800 years. Her first stop was the Proxima system. It used to be neutral territory. Now it belonged to the Coalition. As she got closer, Unji saw something that made her angry. Human cargo ships were flying between the planets. But they weren't flying for humans anymore. "This is interesting," she said to herself. The ships still had human writing on their sides. Names like Earth's Pride and New Hope, but Coalition aliens were flying them. They had taken human ships and used them like they had built them. Yunji followed one of the cargo ships to a space station. The station was also human-built. She could tell by the design. But now it was full of Velkan merchants selling stolen human goods. She landed her fighter in an empty part of the station. Her stealth system kept it hidden. Then she put on a disguise and walked through the station. She looked like a tall, thin alien. Nobody looked at her twice. What she saw made her sick. Human art was being sold as ancient artifacts. Human books were being sold as primitive literature. Human music was playing in the bars, but the singers claimed it came from Coalition worlds. In one shop, a fat Velkan was selling human family photos. "Look at these strange creatures," he told customers. They thought they were intelligent. But see how ugly they are? Unji wanted to shoot him, but she controlled herself. She was here to learn, not fight. She walked through more of the station. In the lower levels, she found something worse. Slaves, real slaves. Not humans, but other species that had made the Coalition angry. They were forced to work in dangerous mines and factories. "I thought the Coalition was against slavery," she heard one alien say to another. "That's just for the big worlds," the other replied. "Out here, nobody cares what we do." Yunji recorded everything with hidden cameras. The Coalition wasn't the peaceful government it claimed to be. It was corrupt. It was cruel. It was everything they had said humans were. She flew to 3 more systems over the next week. Each one was the same. Coalition species living soft, easy lives while others did the hard work. Former human colonies were now vacation spots for rich coalition aliens. On her way back to the Eternal Dawn, something happened that changed everything. EUN-G was flying through empty space when her sensors picked up a signal. A ship in trouble. It was sending out a distress call in the old human language. "This is the transport ship Harmony," the signal said. "We are under attack. Engines are failing. Please help us." Yunji almost ignored it. It could be a trap. But something in the voice made her listen closer. The accent was wrong for a coalition alien. It sounded ... human. She flew toward the signal. What she found made her heart race. It was a small transport ship, old and beaten up. Coalition pirates were attacking it with military ships. The transport had no weapons. It was going to be destroyed, but inside the transport, Yunji could see people. They looked human, not exactly like the humans on the Eternal Dawn, but close. Like humans who had lived away from Earth for a long time. "Captain," she called on her radio, "I found something. I think ... I think there are still humans alive out here." "What? Are you sure?" "Pretty sure. And they're in trouble?" Captain Deho was quiet for a moment, then he said, "Come back." "Bring them with you if you can," Yunji smiled. "Yes, sir." She turned off her stealth system and flew straight at the pirate ships. They were big, slow coalition vessels. Her fighter was small and fast. She fired her weapons at the first pirate ship. Her shots went right through their shields and tore holes in their hull. "What the hell was that?" she heard one pirate say over the radio. "Unknown ship, identify yourself," another said. Unji didn't answer. She just kept shooting. Her fighter had weapons that were 800 years more advanced than anything the pirates had. It wasn't a fair fight. The first pirate ship exploded. The second one tried to run. Unji chased it down and destroyed it too. The third ship surrendered. "Please don't kill us," the pirate captain begged. "We'll leave. We won't come back." "Smart choice," Unji said. "Now run before I change my mind." The pirate ship flew away as fast as it could. Unji flew over to the transport ship. "This is Lieutenant Nam of the ... of the human fleet. Are you injured?" There was a long silence. Then a woman's voice came over the radio. "Did you say human fleet? That's impossible. The humans are all dead. Not all of us. Can your ship fly?" "Barely. Our engines are damaged. I'll guide you to safety. Follow me." The trip back to the Eternal Dawn took 6 hours. The transport ship was slow and kept breaking down. But Yunji was patient. She had found something incredible. Living humans who had survived 800 years of coalition rule. When they arrived at the nebula, the people on the transport ship were amazed. The Eternal Dawn was huge compared to their little ship. It was like a flying city. "By the ancestors," the woman said. "Is that really a human supercarrier?" "The last one," Yunji said. "Welcome home." Captain Deho met the transport ship in the landing bay. There were 12 people on board. They looked human, but their skin was darker and they were shorter than the crew of the Eternal Dawn. 800 years of living on different worlds had changed them. "I'm Captain Kim," Deho said. "Welcome aboard." The woman who had been talking over the radio stepped forward. She was about 40 years old with gray hair and kind eyes. "I'm Elena Santos. We're from the hidden colony of New Portugal." "Hidden colony?" "There are dozens of them, maybe hundreds. Small groups of humans who escaped the coalition and went into hiding. We've been surviving in secret for 800 years. Admiral Sunhee joined them in the landing bay." "How many humans are still alive?" "We don't know exactly. Maybe 1 million. Maybe more. We try not to communicate with each other. It's too dangerous." "The coalition doesn't know about you?" Elena shook her head. "They think they killed all the humans." "We let them think that. It's safer." "But not anymore," Captain Deho said. "You were attacked. The pirates are getting worse. They go to systems the coalition doesn't care about and take whatever they want. Our world was too weak to fight back. Admiral Sun He smiled. Not anymore. You're under our protection now. Elena looked confused. Your protection? But there's only one ship. One ship is enough, Sun He said. We're going to remind the galaxy what humans can do. And we're going to find every hidden colony, every surviving human. It's time to come home. That night, Captain Deho sat in his quarters thinking about what they had learned. The coalition was weak and corrupt. There were still humans alive in the galaxy. And now the Eternal Dawn had a mission. They weren't just survivors anymore. They were liberators. Fleet Admiral Sun Hee Choi felt the cold leave her body as the cryogenic pod opened. Her first breath was painful. Her second was angry. She had been the highest-ranking officer on the Eternal Dawn when they went to sleep. Now she was awake in a universe she didn't recognize. Admiral, Captain Deho Kim stood beside her pod. Welcome back. Sun Hee sat up slowly. Her body felt stiff but strong. How bad is it, Captain? 847 years, we might be alone. Sun Hee closed her eyes. She had commanded 300 human ships during the Coalition War. Now she might command just one. Help me up. In the medical bay, Dr. Hyun Woo Yoon was already awake and working. He had been the ship's historian and medical officer. Now he looked like he had seen a ghost. Admiral, he said. You need to see this. He led them to his office. On the wall was a big screen showing Coalition news broadcasts. A strange alien with blue skin was talking in the Coalition language. Double quotes ... die, and today marks the 800th anniversary of the end of the human terror. The galaxy celebrates another year of peace since the savage warmongers were driven from civilized space. Sun Hee felt her blood turn cold. Human terror? Savage? Warmongers? Dr. Yoon changed the channel. Another alien, this one with green scales, was teaching alien children. The humans were cruel beings who wanted to destroy all other life. They attacked peaceful worlds and took slaves. The brave coalition stopped them and saved the galaxy. That's not what happened, Sun Hee said quietly. I know, Dr. Yoon said. I've been listening for 3 days. Every channel says the same thing. We're the monsters. We started the war. We're the reason millions died. Captain Deho hit the wall with his fist. Lies, all lies. They attacked our colonies first. They killed our families first. We were just defending ourselves. It doesn't matter now, Sun Hee said. History is written by the winners. And we lost. Dr. Yoon pulled up more information on his computer. It gets worse. I found coalition star charts. Look. The screen showed a map of the galaxy. It was covered in coalition colors. Green for the Vulcans, red for the Zephyrians, blue for the Corthans. But where human worlds used to be, there was nothing, just empty space. Earth? Sun Hee asked, gone from the charts like it never existed? New. Tokyo? Gone. Mars colony? Gone. Sun Hee sat down hard. Every human world they had built, every city they had created, every home they had made, all erased from history like they never existed. Are there any humans left? She asked. I don't. No, Dr. Yoon said. The coalition doesn't mention any human survivors. But maybe maybe some are hiding. Over the next week, more senior officers woke up. Each one had to face the same terrible truth. They were ghosts in a galaxy that had forgotten them. Worse, they were demons in a galaxy that hated them. Chief. Science Officer Myung-bae was the smartest person on the ship. She woke up and immediately wanted to know everything. When Dr. Yoon showed her the coalition broadcasts, she watched in silence for 2 hours. This is impossible, she finally said. What do you mean? Sun Hee asked. The timeline doesn't work. Look at these dates. They say the human terror lasted 50 years, but the war only lasted 20 years. They say we destroyed 100 worlds. But we never attacked civilian targets. You think they're lying about more than just who started the war? I think they're lying about everything. Captain, request permission to scan coalition space with our long-range sensors. Captain Deho nodded. Do it. For 3 days, Mi-young used the ship's advanced sensors to look at nearby coalition systems. What she found made everyone angry. "Look at this," she said at the next staff meeting. She put a picture on the main screen. "This is the Altair system. The coalition says we destroyed it 800 years ago. But look at the planets. The planets looked healthy. Green and blue, cities covered their surfaces, ships moved between them." "That's impossible," Dr. Yoon said. "If we destroyed it, it should be dead." "Exactly. And look at this." Mi-young showed another picture. "The Vega system. Also supposedly destroyed by humans, also perfectly fine." "They lied about everything," Sun-hee said. "We never destroyed those worlds. We never even went near them." "It gets worse," Mi-young said. "I found evidence of what really happened to some human colonies." The next picture made everyone go quiet. It showed a planet covered in green plants and blue water. But the cities were wrong. They were built in human style, but filled with coalition. "Aliens, this is New Shanghai," Mi-young said. "A human colony with 2 million people. The coalition didn't destroy it. They took it, they moved in after we left. So our people," Captain Daeho started, "dead or enslaved? The coalition didn't just drive us away. They took everything we built and made it theirs." The room was silent. Then Chief Security Officer Won-shik-oh spoke up. "How many human colonies did they take?" "From what I can see, all of them. Every human world, every human station, every human base. They took it all." Sun-hee stood up. Her face was hard as stone. "So they didn't just beat us. They erased us. They took our homes, killed our people, and then told the galaxy we were the evil ones." "What do we do?" someone asked. Sun-hee looked around the room. These were good people, loyal people. They had lost everything, but they were still here. Still ready to fight. "We remember," she said. "We remember who we really are. We remember what really happened. And we make sure the galaxy remembers too." "How?" Dr. Yoon asked. "There's only 50,000 of us. The coalition has trillions." "Numbers don't matter," Sun-hee said. "Truth matters. And the truth is that humanity built something beautiful in this galaxy. We explored, we created, we helped other species, and they destroyed us for it." Captain Daeho stood up. "The Admiral is right. We were explorers, not conquerors. We were builders, not destroyers. We offered friendship and they gave us war. So what's the plan?" Lee asked Sun Dash. He smiled for the first time since waking up. "We remind them why they were afraid of us. Not because we were evil, but because we were better than them. Because when humans decide to do something, nothing can stop us, even against the whole galaxy?" Mi-young asked. "Especially against the whole galaxy," Sun-hee said. "They've had 800 years of soft living. 800 years of no real challenges. They've forgotten how to fight, but we never forgot." She walked to the window. Outside, the nebula clouds were still swirling, but now they looked different, not like a hiding place, like a storm waiting to break. "Wake everyone up," Sun-hee ordered. "All 50,000. It's time to show the galaxy what humans can really do." The ship began to hum with life as more and more crew members woke up. In the corridors, people talked in excited voices. They had been asleep for 8 centuries. Now they were awake in a galaxy that had forgotten them, but they hadn't forgotten themselves. They were human, and humans never gave up. The cold hit Daeho Kim like a hammer. His eyes opened slowly as ice crystals fell from his face. The cryogenic pod hissed and released white steam around him. Everything hurt. His muscles felt like rocks. His throat was dry as sand. "Captain Kim, can you hear me?" a soft voice asked. It was Arya, the ship's computer. Her voice sounded different now. Older somehow. Daeho tried to speak but only made a rough sound. He swallowed hard and tried again. "Arya. How long?" 847 years, Captain." The words hit him harder than the cold. 800 years. He remembered the last day clearly. The human fleet running from coalition ships. Thousands of human vessels fleeing to the edge of space. The order to sleep until it was safe to wake up. The others? he asked. All crew members are alive, Captain. I have kept the ship running on minimum power. We are safe. Deho pulled himself up from the pod. His legs shook but held him. Around him, rows of other pods stretched into the darkness. 50,000 people slept inside them. His people, his crew. The ship felt different, quiet, too quiet. Usually the eternal dawn hummed with life. Now it felt like a tomb floating in space. Where are we, Arya? The Kepler Nebula, Captain. I moved us here after the Coalition stopped looking for human ships. The gas clouds hide us from their sensors. Deho walked slowly to a window. Outside, purple and blue clouds of space gas swirled around them. It was beautiful but lonely. No other ships. No planets, just empty space. Show me the crew list. Who? Do we wake up first? I suggest Boram Lee, your tactical officer, also Taemin Park, our chief engineer. The ship needs repairs. Deho nodded. Do it. Wake them in 1 hour. I need to clean up first. The shower felt good. Hot water washed away 800 years of ice and sleep. Deho looked at himself in the mirror. He looked the same as the day he went to sleep. Cryogenic pods kept people young, but his eyes looked older. They had seen too much war. He put on his uniform. The blue fabric felt familiar. The captain's stars on his shoulders felt heavy. He was still a captain, but captain of what? A ghost ship in empty space. Arya, what happened after we left? What happened to Earth? I do not know, Captain. I lost contact with Earth 500. Years ago, the last signal spoke of more Coalition attacks. Then ... silence. Deho closed his eyes. Earth might be gone. All the human worlds might be gone. They could be the last humans in the galaxy. An hour later, 2 pods opened. Boram Lee sat up first. She had always been tough. Even after 800 years of sleep, she looked ready to fight. Captain? She said. Her voice was rough but strong. We're awake, Boram. How do you feel? Like I got hit by a transport ship. How long were we out? 847 years. But Boram went quiet. She had left behind a husband and 2 children on Earth. Deho had left behind his parents and a sister. They were all gone now. Time had taken them. Taemin Park woke up next. He was younger than the others. Only 25 when they went to sleep. Now he was still 25, but everyone he knew was dust. The ship? Taemin asked. Always thinking about his job first. Still flying, Deho said. Arya kept us safe. But we need to check everything. The 3 of them walked through the ship. Their footsteps echoed in the empty halls. Emergency lights cast long shadows on the walls. The eternal dawn was huge. It took an hour just to walk from one end to the other. In the engine room, Taemin checked the power systems. Everything looks good, Captain. Arya did a perfect job. The engines are ready. The weapons are ready. We could fight right now if we had to. Let's hope we don't have to, Deho said, but he knew they probably would. Humans had always been fighters. It was why the Coalition feared them. It was why they had driven humanity away. Boram checked the weapon systems. All guns working, all fighters ready. Captain, this ship could take on a whole fleet. It did. Before, Deho said. It will again if needed. They went to the bridge. It was dark except for Arya's blue lights. Deho sat in the captain's chair. It felt right. Like coming home. Arya, start waking the senior staff, 10 people at a time. Slowly, I don't want to shock anyone. Yes, Captain. And Arya, start listening. I want to know what's happening in Coalition space. Are they still out there? Are there still humans alive? I will scan all frequencies, Captain. Over the next few days, more crew members woke up. Each one had the same look when they learned. How long they had been asleep, loss, anger, sadness, but also determination. The senior staff met in the main conference room. 20 people around a big table. They had been the best of the human fleet. Now they might be all that was left. Report, Deho said. Ship is at full power, Taemin said. All systems green. We could leave right now. Weapons ready, Boram said. every gun loaded, every fighter armed. "I've been listening to Coalition Radio," said Communications Officer Sun Ho An. "They're still out there, still in control. But something's different." "Different how?" "They sound soft, like they've forgotten how to fight." "It's been 800 years of peace for them." Daeho smiled for the first time since waking up. "Peace makes you weak. War makes you strong. They forgot that." "What are your orders, Captain?" Bo-Ram asked. Daeho looked around the table. These people had given up everything for humanity. Their families, their homes, their lives. Now they were awake in a galaxy that had forgotten them. "We watch, we learn. We find out what happened to our people, and then ... He paused. "Then we remind the galaxy why they feared us." The room went quiet. Everyone understood. The Eternal Dawn was awake. Her crew was awake. After 800 years of hiding, humanity was ready to return. Outside the window, the nebula clouds swirled like they were dancing. But inside the ship, 50,000 humans were waking up to a new galaxy. A galaxy that had forgotten the power of human will. They would remember soon enough.